In this video, you'll see a consultant psychiatrist taking a history from a man with depression and irritability. The psychiatrist demonstrates a number of techniques for managing a difficult interview. These include checking understanding, positive empathic statements, and normalization of psychopathology. He explores risk in enduring personality traits.
Hello, Mr. Hogg. My name's Dr. Joseph,
Hi.
and I'm seeing you today because your doctors asked me to just have a talk with you to see if there's anything that I can help you with in terms of the problems you've been having recently. So we've got a little time today, maybe about half an hour or so, just to have a chat about things that have been troubling you, and let's see if we let's see what we can do to help you.
All right. Yeah.
Could you give me some idea of the sorts of things that have been on your mind that have been troubling you?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It just seemed, just no different. I didn't think. I thought I was all right. I went to the doctors and just to get my usual pills, and then he sent me here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why. I'd have to ask him. Maybe he knows.
So you're not really sure that you need to be here?
Well, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. No, I didn't think so.
What did you go to your doctors for?
Just the
What's
pills,
the
just the usual pills. The depressants and that.
Right.
Just to keep us right.
Uh-huh.
It's he said that I had to come along here and see you.
Right.
It's
So you've been. Is it depression pills that your doctor's been giving you then for some time?
well, he says they are.
Right. That sounds like you're not terribly sure that.
Well.
Do they not help you very much?
Well, who knows, eh?
Mhm.
Who knows? Who knows what they're giving you?
Right.
They say it's for this, but it could be for something else altogether, couldn't it? He could be experimenting on me. How am I to know? I'm not a doctor. I haven't got any medical qualifications.
Mhm. How long have you been seeing your doctor for these problems? The ones he's been giving you these medicines for?
Well, I had a bit of trouble in my 20s. I had a job then,
Right.
but I had to leave. You see, I had to leave. I wasn't feeling too good.
Uh-huh.
I had to go into, in a hospital for a while.
All right.
So really, it's been since then. I've been.
So that was in your 20s?
Yeah.
And did you have to? Were you in hospital for? You said you were working at that time and you had some problems and you had to leave.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what happened? What happened at that? What sort of job was it?
It was it was like a clerical officer sort of thing.
Right.
Just like a entry level with the civil service. But I couldn't settle there. Couldn't get promoted or anything like that. I was always getting passed over.
Yeah.
And I was just the bottom of the pile all the time. And
Right.
people who I came in with, they went on, and then other people would come in after me. They would go on, and I was just at the same place the whole time. Well, eventually.
So how did things come to a head in some way? Or?
Well, I see the supervisor, and I said I wasn't happy, and he's explained that there was other people better than me. I had disagreed with him, and the upshot was that that I had to sort of take some time off for medical leave, and
Right.
I stayed in a hospital for a few months, and then when I came out, I was declared unfit to return to work. So I've been basically unemployed.
Right.
now
So you
for-
were in hospital for a few months. That sounds
Yeah.
like you were quite ill at that time.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, that's what they said. That's
Mhm.
what they said. They sort of kept us there for
Right.
for
What was it
observations
like?
and things.
What was it like for you? And what did you experience at that time?
It just I felt like I was like a subject of an experiment or something like that. People coming in all the time, checking up on you, sort of, giving you these pills that day and those
Yeah.
pills another day, and you never know nobody will ever say exactly what's wrong with you or anything like that. They always say, oh, well, we'll try this and say, oh, we'll try that and see how it goes. But nobody ever knows. Nobody ever tells you anything. They're all playing their little power games with you, keep you in the corner, so they have the control all the time.
So it sounds like you found it quite hard to trust the people around you, the doctors, nurses.
Well, you've got to be on your guard. You've got to be on your guard all the time in this world, let me tell you.
Do you think that at that time people were trying to sort of control you in some way, make you do certain things, or not stop you doing things that you wanted to do?
No, I don't think anybody was trying to exert control on me. It's just I think I don't think they weren't happy with what I wanted to do.
Right.
They weren't happy with my control of my life, and they wanted to change that, rather than sort of get me to do what they wanted to do specifically. But,
sometimes when people have troubles of the kind that you're describing, they can have quite strange and frightening experiences. I mean, for example, sometimes people have the experience that other people are trying to either control their thoughts or put thoughts into their mind, or even take thoughts out of their mind. Has that ever happened to you at all?
No, that hasn't happened. No.
Okay.
No.
That's fine. It's just something that occasionally happens, and it's important just to check out with people.
No, I'm not a nutter. You get that straight, mind. I'm not a nutter.
Right.
You know, I'm not imagining things. I don't see little green men coming out the walls or anything like that, mind.
Okay.
You know, you better get that straight right now.
I'm very clear about that in my mind. Yeah. All I'm doing is just checking out things that could be a problem for some people, and obviously I don't know.
Well, it's not a problem for me.
That's good. So I don't know about that until I actually check it out with you.
Right. Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Do you mind if I just check out a few other things as well? And please, they're just routine questions, and just say no if they don't really apply to you.
Okay then.
Is it okay?
Right.
Yeah. Another strange experience that sometimes people may happen to people is of when they're feeling very tense or wound up, of hearing voices when there's actually nobody around them.
No, I told you, nothing like that.
That's not happened to you either?
No, nothing like that at all. No.
Well, that's fine. We can just put those out of the way then.
Exactly.
We don't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
Okay. So you were in hospital for a few months, and you were on some medication, and you said that it was for depression. Were you ever given a diagnosis or anything like that? Were you told what's wrong?
Can't remember. I mean, this is about 15 years ago, this.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know, immaterial by now, I would imagine.
Okay, sure. But have you had to go back to hospital since then?
No.
No. But you've never been back, you've never been able to get back to work?
No, not really.
Right.
Just a couple of odd jobs.
So it's been a real problem for you ever since then?
Yeah. It's you know, well, I think, you know, employers might, you know, they see your records, don't they? See your medical records. If you spent time in hospital, you say, you know, you've had 3 months there because, you know, you've been ill.
Yeah.
Well, you go straight at the back of the queue, don't you?
Can I just ask you how these problems are affecting you now then? You've obviously not been able to work for quite some period of time. Do you live by yourself, I understand? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how do... Maybe you could just give me some idea of your normal routine, how you spend your time. Do you go out much? Do you meet anyone?
No, I don't like going out much. I'm, you know, very wary around other people. I had 1 or 2 experiences with other people when,
did you?
Yeah, they've been very, very funny with me.
Right.
You know, I don't like to mix with other people. I keep myself to myself.
You keep yourself to yourself.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I like to stay in the house. But, you know, even then, you know, I mean, you've got neighbours. You know, the neighbours. I mean, I've got a ground floor flat now. They're upstairs. Now they might not realise it, but I mean, I've told them. I said, look, you know, you're coming in, you're being noisy when you get in, playing music. I mean, the thump, it comes straight down through, and I'm trying to get to sleep, and I can't get to sleep. I've tried being polite with them, but they'll not have it. You know, they'll just, you know, it's You know, I've had the police round and all sorts. It's, you know, it's not my fault. So I'm just having a quiet life to myself. But and it's them coming in. It's them coming in. They're the ones who start things.
Yeah. Is it that they just don't understand how much it disturbs you, or is it that they're trying to create problems for you?
Well, they say it's because they don't realise how much noise they're really making. But well, yeah, I'll bet. They're just trying to get rid of me. Just trying to get me to go move somewhere else, something like that. Wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me.
If I were just to push you a little bit on that point, I mean, do you think, are you even at times absolutely convinced that that's what they're trying to do, or would you not go as far as that? Would you not go as far as saying that?
Well, when I think about it, they probably are trying to do that.
You think
know,
they are?
I mean, well, if you ask somebody once to do something,
yeah.
and they don't do it, you think, oh well, maybe they've just forgotten. So you can ask them again. But then if they keep if they keep carrying on, even if you've asked them 3 or 4 times, well, hey, you know, it's not my fault, is it? It's them. They're doing it. They're doing it on purpose. They must be doing it to annoy me. So if they get me sufficiently annoyed, I'll try and move somewhere else. That's what they're doing, all right, aye. You're right, aye.
So you think that's what they're trying to do?
I think that's what they are trying to do, yeah.
What sort of response does that provoke in you? Does it make you angry?
Well, obviously it makes me angry, you know. I mean, it's my house. I live there as much as they live there. I mean, why should they try and get rid of me? Of course it makes me angry.
Does this kind of problem ever lead to, like, rows or fights or conflict?
Well, I suppose, yes, it does. I mean, you know, I'm a peaceable man. I just want to just live my own life by myself, quiet, no bother anybody. But, like, if you ask somebody politely and all you get is abuse, then, you know, what would any reasonable man do? You know, I mean, if you don't stand up for yourself, you're just going to get knocked out the way and just knocked down and trampled on all over. So I'm just trying to, you know, be a reasonable person and speak to these people in a reasonable way, but they'll just not have it. They don't have it. They'll fuck off you and all sorts. It's not right. It's just not right.
So what's the worst? What's the worst that's been then? Have you ever had a stand-up fight with them? Or
well,
has it come to blows? Or
we have had. The police have been called on occasion.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not proud of that, man. I'm not proud of that. It shouldn't come to that. But you know, occasionally, things just, you know, it gets too much.
Sure. Do you think there's ever a risk that you might actually attack one of these people just out of your frustration and anger?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, you know, I mean, I'm not like that. You know, I'm not like that. I don't. You know, I don't.
You don't find yourself thinking, if this happens once more, I'll do this or I'll do that, or.
No, not really. I mean, you know, in the heat of the moment, you know, you say, I'll kill you, or something like that. But you know, I mean, everybody says that, don't they? You know, I mean, everybody at some time or another says, I'll kill you, you know. But I mean, no, I would never, like, sort of cold-bloodedly or anything.
So it's come to that you get so angry that you say things like, I'll kill you, but you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, everybody says that, you know, hell.
But you've never actually.
I've never actually killed them, no.
No, right. It does sound like this creates problems for you, in that you implied that you don't sleep particularly well.
No, well.
Is that most of the time?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you see, if they're in, they'll be making a noise.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a light sleeper, so I mean, you know, if a cat walks across the backyard next door, I can hear it. So if they're in, they're making a noise, I'll not get to sleep. If they're not in, I know that when they come in, they're going to be making a noise.
Right.
So I kind of get to sleep then either, because I'm waiting for them to come in to start making the noise. So you know, I'm at my wit's end, to be honest. You know, they've got me all ends up. I just cannot win.
So maybe if I could just take you back a little bit, just to ask you a little bit about your background. Is that okay?
Well, if you think it's relevant, yeah.
Well, sometimes it is, because it can help me just to get a fuller picture of your situation, and help me to give you the right kind of advice. Do you come from this city?
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about your family, your parents, any brothers and sisters.
No, I haven't got any brothers or sisters.
Were you an only child?
Aye. I haven't seen my parents much. They're still alive, like, and I visit them at Christmas, but they never come and see me. Like, you know, they never. I mean, they could never be bothered with me, to be honest. I think I was an only child and a mistake. To be perfectly frank with you, I don't think. I don't think they could ever be bothered with me when I was a kid. And
that sounds like your childhood family days weren't very happy.
I think that's a fair summing up. Yeah,
Could you just say a bit more about that?
Well, I mean, like I say, Mum and Dad weren't that interested in us, and I mean, school, I was all right. I mean, I wasn't like dead bright or anything like that. You know, I didn't get loads of A levels or whatever, but I mean, I got 4 O levels. I got 4 O levels, like.
Right. How did you get on at school with other kids and with teachers and?
Yeah, I didn't think much of them, to be honest. Didn't think much of them at all. You know, they were either.
Did you find it easy to make friends with other children?
I wasn't that bothered. With making friends with them.
I mean, did you play sport or get involved in any activities?
No, I wasn't an athletic type. Yeah.
How did you spend your leisure time after you got home in the evenings? Would you meet up with other kids, or?
Yeah, once or twice.
Do you have any hobbies or?
It's just a bit boring, you know. What you're going to do? We'll hang around the shops. And great. Yeah, might as well just sit in my room or something.
So it sounds like you kept to yourself quite a lot, even at that time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I was quite happy with my own company. You know, as usual, as I was all right if I was left on my own. It's like as soon as the other buggers come along, start creating trouble and havoc and what have you. You know, it all goes pear-shaped.
So, did you have any particular hobbies that you know, in these times when you were by yourself in your room?
Yeah, not really. Not really.
Did you just
like read books or magazines?
Right.
Or,
Okay.
You know, did a few model aeroplanes or something, but nothing. Nothing. You know, nothing like, I don't know, like stamp collecting or anything like that. You know.
Okay. And after you left school, you said you got a few exams and grades and things, and so after that, did you go into work straight away, or did you go to college, or?
Well, originally I was. I went back to school to try and get another couple of O levels, and then before I had to sit those exams, I got a job with the civil service.
Right.
Just as like a clerical assistant, you know. So I thought, well,
so is that the job you were doing?
Yeah.
When you later on?
Yeah. Like I say, I just like stayed at that level for quite a few years.
What about relationships? Have you had any long-term relationships at all?
No.
Has that not been a priority for you?
Nah, not really. You know, as soon as you like get to know somebody, they'll want to change you. They want to take over your life, want to control you. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to go there, instead of just letting you be like what you were when they met you. And what was it that attracted you to them to you in the first place? It was what you were when they met you. As soon as they meet you, get to know you, you've got to be doing this, that and the other. Hell with that. I'm not having that.
Okay, Mr. Hogg. Well, we've come to the end of our time today. There are more questions that I'd like to ask you, but we can maybe do that the next time we meet. So thanks very much for seeing me today.
Right, yeah.